My brother is living with me in secret, and my mom thinks I'm cheating on my husband. About 2 weeks ago, my female 25 sister-in-law, female 32, dropped a bombshell on my brother, male 29, that their youngest, 5 female, might not be his child because she had been sleeping with her ex-boyfriend around the time that they got pregnant. He showed up on my doorstep and asked if he could stay with me while he figured this stuff out. I, of course, said yes and made up the guest room for him. My brother asked if I could keep the situation private while he figures out his next moves, and especially to not tell our parents. My mom has an incredibly close relationship with my sister-in-law, and with how she treated her older sister who divorced her husband after he cheated on her, she doesn't view cheating as something worth divorcing over. Basically, the other day, my mom and I were on FaceTime and I was showing her how my quarantine garden was coming along. My back was facing the house, and during the call, she briefly saw my brother pass by a window without his shirt on. She ended up cutting the call short and left me confused until she called back last night and lectured me on how I was betraying my husband and that marriage is a promise for a lifetime. She said she understood I was lonely, but this was not the way to handle things. My husband has been in Canada, we live in the States, since April, with his father who is in kidney failure and struggling with other illnesses and is looking like he won't make it past Christmas at this point. He's aware of the situation and aware of not telling my parents anything. I couldn't explain to my mom and tried to play it off as she was just seeing things, but she didn't buy it. I told my brother what happened and he's frustrated about it. He asked for a few more days to get his head on straight and then he'll talk to our parents about it. But knowing him, those few days could turn into weeks. I don't want to spill to my parents, but the situation is incredibly uncomfortable. What do I do? Edit, I'm currently at work, but I'm thankful for all the replies and reading through of them. Edit 2. Just want to clarify, I already replied to one commenter, but my husband is aware of what my mom thinks is going on and why my brother is staying with me. Edit 3, I really am thankful for everyone who's commented. When I get home from work tonight, I will be looking into getting mental and legal help for my brother. Also, for those asking why I didn't just say it was him visiting, I will be honest, I panicked. I was nervous if I mentioned him to our mother, she would call his home to talk to sister-in-law and find out everything. Considering how much my mom loves a sister-in-law, she would take her side and try to intervene and guilt my brother into going back to her. I could have been much smarter in that moment. Yeah, but also, like, how do you explain that your brother, how do you explain that your brother is just, like, shirtless in the room? I don't know if she could really see that he was shirtless, but I feel like I would be like, oh, he's just over. But I don't know. I feel like that's not, like, that crazy of a thing to say. But at the same time, if she did see that, like, he was shirtless, then it's like, okay, well, why was he shirtless in your house? Like, what is he doing? I don't know. I maybe just say, like, well, because she did cut the call short, so you could have, like, maybe thought about what to say and, like, the excuse, and then been like, oh, he's over helping me with something, like, I don't know, what's a guy task to do, something like heavy duty having to do with hammers and nails and screws and whatnot. Relevant comments. If your mom doesn't think cheating is something to divorce over, let her think what she wants. You told her you're not having an affair. What she chooses to think is up to her. Let your brother have his space. The truth will come out, and when he's ready, and you can all laugh about it. OP said, I don't think there will be any laughing if it comes down to divorce for my brother. When my mom's sister got divorced, she was very supportive and a shoulder to cry on, but when she filed for divorce, my mom pretty much disowned for years and their relationship still hasn't recovered. Basically, divorce is the worst of the worst for my mom over anything else, which is why this is so touchy, but I do agree with giving him time. I can deal with being uncomfortable for a little bit. Thank you for your reply. What's wrong with your mom? She needs to, I don't know, screw her damn head on straight, because what are you talking about? You want your son or your daughter to be cheated on and then not leave their spouse? Like, please, why do people think, like, this is not okay? It's like, why is that so nailed into your head that getting divorced is not okay under any circumstance, even if you're being cheated on or, like, terrible things are happening to you in your marriage? Or maybe, hey, if you just don't want to be with the person anymore, like, that's also fine, too. It's like, I don't understand why that is something to, like, severely punish someone over or, like, berate someone about. Okay, this is nearly 2 weeks later. So it's been about 2 weeks since I posted, and a lot has happened since then. I guess to start off, about 2 days after I made the post, the cat was out of the bag about my brother and his wife. My mom did end up calling over to my brother's house and spoke with his wife, I think about something Christmas related, and she ended up breaking down in tears and telling our mom everything. Long story short, our mom is relieved I'm not cheating on my husband and was upset that we felt we couldn't trust her to side with my brother before decisions were made. We had a big talk as a family and understood why she felt the way she did towards divorce, and she even admitted she regrets how she acted when her own sister was getting divorced. She felt like her sister was ruining her child's life like her parents did to them by having them live half lives in different states. Overall, we grew closer as a family after that. On to the other things. We got a lawyer through one of our lawyer cousins who has a colleague that specializes in family law and divorces. He also got a paternity test, and thankfully it came back that his daughter is in fact his. I had to do a bit of tough love to get this rolling. However, his wife isn't doing well. After the paternity test came back, she thought they could work it out, but when he told her no, she ended up trying to hurt herself. I won't go into too much detail, but she's no longer in their shared home and is instead living with her parents while my brother moved back in with the kids. I think he's happier now that he has the kids around him again. Currently looking into getting therapy for the children as they were present when their mother tried to hurt herself, and my brother will be starting therapy after the new year. I'm optimistic that it will be okay. My husband is still in Canada with his family. His father is still doing bad, but he at least gets to have one last Christmas with him before he passes. I think that's all we could ask for. I'm grateful to everyone that commented and messaged me with advice, and my brother appreciates it as well. I'm looking forward to having Christmas dinner with my mom, my brother, and niece and nephew. With all the hell that it's been this year, it'll be nice to have this one moment. Love, a supportive sissy. Sissy. Do you guys call your sister sissy? I feel like, so me and my sister always have ever since I was little. My sister's 12 years older than me. So obviously I was like a tiny little child when she was literally 12. So we would always call each other sissy. Like, oh, sissy. Like I would even, it sounds weird now, but even refer to her as sissy, like to my family, and be like, oh yeah, sissy. Or as I got older, it came more sis. And I literally don't use her name. Sis is the name that we use. I'm like, oh yeah, like if I'm asking my mom about, or my dad or my brother or something about her, I'll be like, oh yeah, did sis do that? Do other people call their sisters that? I don't know. I feel like it's because we have such a large age gap. So it's almost like a mom-daughter relationship, but not really. Because she wasn't like bossy growing up or anything, but we did have like a big enough age gap where she could have had me. I mean, 12 is extremely young, but some kids do have their period at 12, which is honestly so crazy to think about. But my friend started her period when she was 12. Girl, I was so jealous. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I don't have my period. But why the hell? Like, why the hell did I want to start my period so bad when I was little? Please. Is that like a condition? Because something was definitely wrong with me. Anyways, that has nothing to do with the story, but so glad that she's supportive and so glad that the mom is seeing what's wrong. I kind of understand now, and I feel kind of bad for like dogging on the mom about that, because I get like that trauma of being like, oh, you're doing what our parents did. You're just like our parents, and our parents traumatized us, and you're doing exactly that. So I get that. I get the like trauma response. Or the top comment says, honestly, impressed with the mom admitting she was wrong before when siding against her own sister. A lot of parents double and triple down when they realize their outlook on relationships is hurting their children. Then someone said, I'm really hoping part of it came down to how the mom realized her own kids didn't feel like they could trust her given how she was with the aunt. Yeah, because when I have kids, like, I want my kids, I'm going to be so worried about my kids. So I'm worried that, like, I might come off as overbearing and, like, a helicopter mom, because I'm so worried all the time. Like, I could literally cry on command right now about my cats dying. And, like, they're literally 2 years old. They're all 2 years old. It's like, they're going to be here for a while. So, girl, calm down. I'm, like, going to be so worried as a mom. So it's going to be hard for me to, like, not be super overbearing with my kids. But I still want my kids to be, like, super honest with me and open with me and be able to tell me anything, because I don't want to be like that sheltered parent that shelters their kids and they're like, oh my God, my friends that I've known for a really long time now, they weren't allowed to watch Wizards of Waverly. They were super religious. They weren't allowed to watch Wizards of Waverly Place growing up because that's like demonic, because magic was being used. That's wild to me. Like, that is crazy. Girl, if I didn't get to watch Wizards of Waverly Place growing up, I would resent my mother forever. Red flag. Red fucking flag. And they definitely still stand by that. Honestly, they still stand by that decision. I feel like, yeah, that's crazy. Just too sheltered is just never good. It's like, I understand wanting to protect your children from certain things. I mean, it's fine because that's how they were raised, so that's what they thought that was right, and they thought that they were doing the best thing possible for their child. So like, it's not like I can really judge or anything, but I still think that's just like so wild to imagine. You're not allowed to watch Wizards of Waverly Place. That's demonic. People really be thinking everything's demonic these days, and it's like, why are you so obsessed with demons? I don't even give them one thought, and my life is amazing. And guess what? I watch all the demonic stuff that people would think is demonic. I open all the doors. Like, seeing stuff on, which this is how I grew up too, is, I mean, I grew up, my parents let me watch whatever I want, but a lot of like people around me, since I was super involved in the Christian community, would be like, oh my God, don't watch scary movies. It's like a portal to the devil, to demons, to hell and stuff. I've been watching scary movies since I was literally 6 years old. I used to be obsessed with Chucky when I was younger, which makes me sound literally so crazy, but I used to love Chucky when I was younger, and I watched all the movies. And I watched every horror movie ever growing up with my sister. My sister's so much older than me, so we would always watch horror movies. And I'm literally amazing. No demons over here. And honestly, I feel like it's just so unhealthy to be so scared of that. Also, love to cast some spells, which I used to think was so demonic. It's honestly crazy, the 180 that I've made. Like, I used to be so scared of my brother's ex-girlfriend because she used to do like tarot cards and things like that, and I was so brainwashed by Christianity that I was so scared of her. I was like, girl, why are you doing that? That's literally demonic. That's so scary. Like, that's not good. Or like astrology, or like just anything witchy. Like, she would call herself a witch, and I would be like, oh my God, I would be so scared. Like, genuinely, I thought that she was gonna set on fire. I was like wanting to pour her in holy water. That's how brainwashed I was about it. And now I'm over here doing my own spells, and my life is better than ever. And I'm also manifesting. And I feel like that, like, man, I honestly cannot say better things about manifesting. I feel like manifesting needs to be taught worldwide because it's the best thing ever. Like, your thoughts really do become your reality. And I wish I could teach everyone that that is just such a good thing to do. Okay, anyway, sorry. Not me getting into all the woo-woo stuff in the middle of the episode. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.